My daughter cut me off, blocked my number, and barred me from her life. Just 3 months after I paid off her $250,000 mortgage, a gift I'd scraped from my life savings, only to find out she'd thrown a lavish party to celebrate her victory, bragging online while I sat alone with a cold coffee, staring at a number unavailable message. At 62, I'd spent 36 years raising Sarah, cooking her dinners, sewing her costumes, funding her dreams, only to be erased the moment the check cleared. Her silence a knife twist I discovered when a friend sent me her debt-free bash post. She didn't even say goodbye, just left a voicemail. "Thanks, Mom. Need space now," while I clutched an empty mug, abandoned by the girl I'd given everything to. It's a humid August evening in 1988, the air thick with the buzz of cicadas and the tang of simmering tomato sauce, and I'm 26, standing in a cramped kitchen in 1988, our rental duplex, a sagging 2-story with peeling paint and a screen door that slapped shut every time the wind kicked up. Stirring a pot of spaghetti sauce as my newborn Sarah coos in a second-hand bouncer. Her tiny hands waving at the steam curling from the stove. Her blue eyes catching the dim glow of a flickering bulb overhead. Her dad had split when I was 7 months pregnant. A trucker named Jimmy with a lazy grin, a sunburned neck, and lazier promises, peeling out in his rig with a "I'll send money" die that never arrived, leaving me with a baby, a waitressing job at Dino's Diner that paid $2 an hour plus tips, and a rent check I scribbled with shaking hands each month. I fought for her with every bone in my body, worked double shifts, my apron a road map of ketchup stains and grease splashes, my sneakers squeaking on sticky linoleum as I dodged leering regulars who'd slap a quarter on the table and call it a tip, my palms sweaty as I counted change under the counter for diapers, formula, a jar of sauce to stretch another night. After hours, I'd sew her clothes from thrift store scraps, little sundresses with uneven hems, patched onesies I'd stitch while she slept. My fingers pricked raw by a borrowed singer, humming under that flickering light, her soft gurgles a lullaby to my exhaustion. My eyes burning from no sleep but locked on her face, those blue eyes, so like mine, bright and fierce, staring back with a trust I swore I'd never betray. We survived on spaghetti drowned in cheap sauce, library books with torn pages I'd read, till my voice cracked, a TV with rabbit ears flickering Sesame Street through static. But I made it hers. Baked her birthday cakes from scratch, strawberry with pink frosting, her favorite, the kitchen warm with sugar and love. Pushed her on a rusted park swing till my arms trembled, my laugh mingling with hers as she soared. Cheered till my throat ached at her school plays, her pigtails bouncing as she took her bow in a too-big costume, my voice cutting through the crowd. "That's my girl!" By 96, I'd clawed my way up. Night classes for an accounting cert, balancing ledgers and lullabies at a wobbly kitchen table, coffee cold by 2 a.m. as I studied between her homework, saving every dime, every tip, every overtime check to buy us a little bungalow, its peeling paint and creaky floors a trophy of my grit, a home I painted green inside to match her wild, untamed spirit. Sarah was my everything, bright, fierce, my mirror in heart, if not always in choice, my reason for every callous, every tear. And I thought that love was a root, deep and unshakable, grown from 36 years of just us against the odds, a bond I'd poured my soul into, my chest swelling with every mommy. She squealed as she raced into my arms. She grew up fast, too fast, Her childhood a blur of moments I tried to hold tight like sand slipping through my fingers. She'd chase fireflies in our scrappy yard at 5, her mason jar glowing with captured stars as she giggled under a twilight sky. Her sundress streaked with grass as I watched from the porch, tea in hand, sob into my shoulder at 14 over a friend who ditched her for the popular crowd. Her tears soaking my blouse as I stroked her blonde hair, lighter than mine, sun-kissed, whispering, "You're enough, hun, always." My voice steady despite the ache in my chest. Graduate high school in 2006 with a scholarship to business school. Her cap tassels swinging as she crossed the stage, my hands stinging from clapping, my throat tight with pride as I snapped Polaroids till the film ran out, my shouts drowning out the crowd. I worked harder, took on extra clients, my desk buried in tax forms and receipts, my glasses fogging as I balanced books late into the night. Funding her college tuition, her first car, a beat-up Honda she named Betsy. Her dreams of making it big. My bungalow quiet with the hum of the fridge and the flicker of Wheel of Fortune as she built her life beyond my green walls. I'd visit, arms full of Tupperware, spaghetti steaming, cookies still warm, watching her bloom into a woman, her laugh still lighting my days like it did when she was a toddler chasing butterflies. Then came Matt in 2014-28, a realtor with a slick smile that didn't quite reach his hazel eyes, a handshake too firm, meeting her at a networking event where he'd pitched her a condo deal and won her with a glass of cheap wine. "Mom, he's driven. Perfect for me." She gushed over dinner at my table. Spaghetti, her comfort, the sauce bubbling as she talked, her hands fluttering with excitement, her blue eyes sparkling with a future I couldn't see. I smiled, wary but warm, my gut prickling at his polished charm, welcoming him with open arms, pot roast dinners, his favorite, the kitchen thick with gravy, and the clink of forks, Sarah beaming as he praised my cooking with a "Diane, you're a legend. This beats takeout any day." His laugh too loud, too practiced. They bought a house in 16, a fixer-upper on a cul-de-sac, $250,000 mortgage, white siding, and a patchy lawn, her voice bubbling over the phone. "Mom, it's ours, our start, our dream." I sent a tin of cookies, strawberry frosting, her love, to celebrate, my heart full as I pictured her painting walls, planting roots, thinking, my girl's settled now, safe, never suspecting the soil beneath those roots would shift, crack, and swallow me whole. The first hint of trouble crept in 3 years ago, soft as a shadow on a frost-bitten dawn, so faint I barely felt it till it grew claws. It was late October, leaves crunching under my boots as I raked the yard, when Sarah started pulling back. Slowly, like a thread unraveling from a sweater I'd knitted too tight. Our Sunday calls, her laughing about work drama over coffee, her voice spilling through my green kitchen as I stirred tea, dwindled to monthly, then rare as a full moon, her texts short and sharp. "Busy with Matt. Talk soon, Mom." She'd skip visits, Thanksgiving, where I'd set her plate at my oak table, the one where I'd helped her with multiplication, watching the turkey dry out by 8 p.m., the mashed potatoes congealing as I waited, my fork tracing lines in the gravy. Christmas, where her stocking hung empty by my thrift store tree, its tinsel drooping like my hope, the gift I'd wrapped, a scarf I'd knitted in her favorite blue, unopened under sagging branches. "Work's nuts. Big project," she'd say, Matt's low murmur in the background, a hum I couldn't decipher. Her tone clipped, distracted. I'd send cookies, pink frosting, her childhood love, packed in tins with a note, "Love, Mom." But thanks came late, curt as a memo. "Got 'em, Mom. Busy, thanks." I'd sit in my kitchen, tea cold in my chipped mug, the one she'd painted with wobbly flowers at camp, missing her chatter, the way she'd flop on my couch with a grin, her sneakers scuffing my rug, blaming myself. Did I push too hard? Am I too clingy? My fingers tracing the green paint I'd brushed for her, the silence a weight pressing on my chest like a stone I couldn't lift. After 36 years raising her alone, you don't suspect a cut over a missed call. You worry, you wait, you bake more, praying her voice would fill my bungalow again. Her, "Hey, Mom," a lifeline I clung to through the growing dark. Last spring, the rift darkened, raw and sharp as a blade slicing through the fabric of us. It was April, rain streaking my windows like tears, the azaleas blooming pink outside my bungalow, when Sarah called, voice strained, breaking over the line. "Mom, we're drowning. Mortgage, bills, everything. Can you help us?" Her house, that fixer-upper $250,000 mortgage still looming, Matt's real estate deals tanking in a slow market, her job at a startup unsteady, layoffs looming. I stood there, tea kettle whistling, my heart sinking, picturing her in that white-sided house, the one I'd visited with cookies and hope, now a millstone around her neck. "How much, hun?" I asked, stirring my tea, the spoon clinking too loud in the quiet, my voice steady despite the tremor in my hands. "All of it, $250,000, she said, soft, desperate, a sob catching in her throat. "Matt's trying, but we're behind. Please, Mom." My savings, $300,000, 36 years of scrimping, every diner tip, every overtime hour, every tax season crunch, flashed before me. Her college tuition, her Honda Betsy, my quiet retirement dreams of a garden and a rocking chair. I swallowed, hard, my nest egg, my safety, her future staring back. "For you, hun, always," I said, voice breaking as I sat at my desk, wiring it. $250,000 gone in a click. Check cleared May 1st. My bank account hollowed out, her sobbing thanks spilling through the phone. "Mom, you're a lifesaver. I love you so much. You don't know what this means." I smiled, empty but proud, my chest tight. Baking a cake to market. Strawberry, her love, pink frosting swirled high. Thinking, she's safe now, my girl's free. Never imagining that freedom would cost me her, that my gift would be the last thread she'd snip to untie me from her life. The real blow landed last month, a crisp September day that still haunts me like a wound I can't close. I was dusting Sarah's old room, her soccer trophies glinting on the shelf, her green walls faded but warm with memory, when my phone buzzed on the counter, Pat's name flashing. My diner friend, her voice urgent. "Diane, you see Sarah's party? Debt-free bash on Facebook? Wild stuff. Were you there?" My mug crashed to the floor, coffee pooling across the hardwood, soaking my slippers as I grabbed my laptop, hands trembling, breath caught, and pulled up Sarah's profile. Photos glaring back, her and Matt, champagne flutes raised, a banner strung across their living room. "Mortgage-free, our win." Dated a week ago, September 15th, guests I didn't know crowding their fixer-upper, her grinning in a red dress, Matt toasting with a smirk, captions crowing. Hard work paid off, debt-free and living the dream. My $250,000, my life savings, my gift, erased from her story, her victory. No thanks, Mom. No mention, Just a party I wasn't invited to, a celebration built on my sacrifice. I called, heart pounding. Number unavailable flashed. A cold slap. Texted, Sarah, what's this? Call me. Bounced back, undelivered. I dug through my voicemail, buried under spam, a message from June 10th. Her voice clipped. Hey, Mom. Thanks for the mortgage thing. Huge help. Need some space now, okay? Love you. Space. 36 years of cooking her dinners, sewing her costumes, funding her life, and she'd cut me off, blocked me, toasted her win with my money, my phone silent, my bungalow echoing with a betrayal I couldn't unsee. Pat texted the post, Sarah laughing, Matt clinking glasses, our triumph. And I sat there, coffee pooling at my feet, green walls closing in, abandoned. My savings a champagne toast she'd drunk without me, my love a check she'd cashed and discarded. Then came the twist that flipped the script, bright and fierce as a flare in the dark. A week later, Pat called at dawn, voice hushed, urgent over the line like she'd unearthed a treasure. Diane, just checked with my bank buddy. Your savings? You've still got $50,000 in a trust, your name only, from an old inheritance account. Plus your bungalow, $350,000 market value. Yours alone, deed clean. They don't know. Think you're tapped out, been blowing their cash on that party. I laughed, wild, ragged, a sound that bounced off my green walls, rattling the teapot on my stove, the broken mug still staining the floor by Sarah's door. You're sure? I pressed, gripping the phone till my knuckles whitened, my pulse racing like it hadn't in years. Dead sure, Pat said, a grin creeping into her voice. You're golden. They're blind, whining about tight funds to anyone who'll listen. I hung up, fire surging through me like a wildfire. Sarah had cut me off, cashed me out, danced on my sacrifice with her debt-free bash. But I held a power she couldn't touch, a fortune she didn't know I owned. I called my lawyer that morning, voice steady as steel, though my hands shook with the weight of it. She wants me out of her life? Fine. I'm keeping everything else, and she's not getting a penny more till I say so. I hired Ellen, top estate shark in town, a widow like me who lived for justice. Her office a war room of files and fight, the air thick with coffee and determination. She dug in like a bloodhound, and the dirt spilled out in a flood. Sarah's party, $10,000 catered with my money, champagne flowing like water. Matt's new car, a $40,000 SUV paid cash from my gift, parked in their driveway, gleaming while I rode a bus to the grocery. Their triumph, a lie, my $250,000 erased from her posts, her story, her life. Ellen traced it further, Sarah's texts to Matt, hacked legally. Mom's done, gave us the house, we're free now. His reply, good, space is best, she's clingy. Clingy me, who'd raised her alone? Ellen locked my trust, $50,000, untouchable, filed my bungalow as sole property, $350,000 market value. My name in bold froze their joint account. My old cosign from her first car loan, my legal stake, slashed through their greed with a pen sharper than their betrayal. They didn't see it coming. Thought they'd bled me dry with, thanks, Mom. Thought they'd silenced me with a block, their party of victory I'd never challenge. Sarah called 2 days later, icy over a new number, her voice a storm breaking. Mom, what the hell? Why freeze our account? You can't do this. I stepped onto my porch, azaleas fading in the dusk, the air cool against my skin, cool as ice despite the tremble in my hands, gripping the railing as the swing creaked behind me, a ghost of her childhood. My $350,000, Sarah. House and trust, all mine, not yours to cash out. Enjoy your party. Hope it was worth me, 'cause that's all you're getting now." She sputtered, voice cracking, her business school polish peeling away. "You're insane, Mom! Matt's furious! We need that money!" "You needed me!" I shot back, low and lethal, my eyes fixed on the horizon beyond the green paint I'd brushed for her. "Where's my invite? Where's the girl I raised?" Silence, then a click, her breath gone, the line dead, her bravado folding like a cheap card trick. Matt tried next, gruff. "Diane, fix this. We're family." I hung up, first time ever, his voice bouncing off me, Ellen's words in my ear. "They're broke, Diane. You're free." Word spread through town like wildfire. Pat whispering at the diner, neighbors at the market. Sarah's bash. Mom's money, then cut her off. Trust flipped it. Ellen's evidence hit Sarah's inbox. Bank wires, trust docs. My claim? Sarah reeling. Matt raging as their SUV payments stalled, their dream crumbling under debt they'd hidden. I didn't call. Couldn't, my heart too bruised. But I sold the bungalow through Ellen, cashed out $350,000, bought a lake cabin in Maine, its cedar walls a fresh start. The waters rush, drowning out Sarah's "Thanks, Mom" echoing in my mind. Took myself to Italy with the trust leftovers, pasta warm in my hands, the Colosseum glowing gold, healing in every bite, every step along Roman streets. She's out there, Sarah, maybe broke, maybe waking to Matt's lies, maybe staring at that fixer-upper with no champagne to toast. It hurt. 36 years don't fade without a fight, her firefly jars, her prom tears, her mommy still vivid in my dreams. That green bungalow a ghost I can't shake. But I wasn't her ATM, wasn't the check she'd cashed and cut. I was Diane, 62 and fierce, sipping espresso by the Tiber, starting over with a heart too scarred to break again, but too strong to bow. She thought she'd cash me out of her life, dance on my sacrifice with her debt-free bash. But I cashed in, louder, bolder, undeniable. My love a force she couldn't erase. My life a victory she couldn't steal. So here I am, months later, watching the lake from my cabin, wondering what's next. Sarah's out there, maybe with Matt, maybe alone. I'm strong, but scarred. Some nights I wonder, did I lose her or free myself? Could she call, begging forgiveness? And if she did, would I answer or let it ring? I don't know yet, and maybe that's okay. What do you think? Should a woman like me ever mend that tie? Or is this where I stand firm, no regrets? Tell me your take.